Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're looking at a pretty interesting term that bubbled up online, Ghertist. Our source for this one is Urban Dictionary, which, is always a unique window into evolving language.
It really is. And this definition gives us a specific snapshot. So our mission today.
Yeah, let's figure out what exactly is a Ghertist. What are the key traits according to this definition, and maybe how you might even recognize one.
Okay, let's get into it. The definition itself, it landed on Urban Dictionary, July 4th, 2015. User Chris Godber.
Right, and the core idea, fundamentally, is that a Ghertist is a mix. A combination of a geek, a nerd, and an artist.
Exactly. Not just someone who likes a bit of each, but a real fusion.
So how does that actually play out? What does this Ghertist do?
Well, the definition highlights this independent streak, pursuing projects, interests, regardless of what others think.
Okay, intellectual independence.
Yeah, but it's paired with creative design skills. So they're not just thinking, they're making. There's this blend of the intellectual and the practical artistic side.
Adaptable, flexible, creative. That sounds like a powerful combination.
It does. And another key thing mentioned is valuing knowledge, just for the sake of knowing. Not primarily for getting ahead or personal gain.
Interesting. Like learning and creating is the reward itself.
Precisely. Though it's not purely solitary, the definition mentions they do often seek collaboration, especially online or in creative spaces.
Okay. So, independent thought, but maybe collaborative creation.
Seems like a balance, perhaps.
The definition also talks about focusing on radical and ingenious solutions to complex problems.
Right, and enjoying building systems, just for the intrinsic reward. That really points to the nerd and maybe artist aspects combined, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. And there's a bit about wealth, too, seeking only enough to support their projects and maybe help out loved ones, not driven by accumulation.
And this detail about self-deprecating humor being a source of inner strength, it's quite specific.
It really is. So, if we try to summarize the mix, you've got the nerds deep dive into technical stuff.
The avid tinkering.
And the geeks sort of pop culture awareness, but maybe a bit detached, that coolness factor.
Yeah, and finally the artist's drive to create, to think outside the box.
Put it all together and bam, Ghertist. Allegedly.
According to Chris Godber on Urban Dictionary, yes.
So, okay, the big question. How would you actually spot one? If you're just, out and about.
Well, the definition suggests looking for that blend in action. Someone who maybe, say, programs websites,
Okay, technical skill.
but is also really into like science fiction or computer science theory.
Intellectual interests.
And also paints or writes poetry or maybe composes music or develops indie video games.
So it's the range, the combination of seemingly disparate but deeply held interests and skills.
Exactly. It's that breadth and depth across technical, intellectual, and creative domains, not just dabbling.
Now, the definition itself throws out a question near the end. It asks if the Ghertist is the antithesis of the hipster, or maybe just a hipster in disguise.
Yeah, that's a provocative little bit, isn't it?
What do you make of that?
Well, it raises questions about authenticity, maybe. Is the Ghertist's motivation purely internal, love of the craft and knowledge itself, contrasting with perceived trend following?
Or is it just a different flavor of subculture? Maybe one that values substance over just style, but still operates within certain cultural codes.
It's hard to say definitively from just this entry. It leaves it open, which is maybe the point.
Yeah.
It acknowledges that perception is complex.
Okay, so wrapping this up. The Ghertist, based on this 2015 Urban Dictionary entry by Chris Godber, is this unique hybrid, part geek, part nerd, part artist.
Driven by internal curiosity, skilled technically and creatively, enjoys complex problems, values independence, but also collaboration in certain contexts.
And possesses a distinct self-deprecating humor.
Right. So, the takeaway for listeners. Maybe think about the people you know. Does anyone fit this rather specific mold?
Yeah, and consider how this kind of user-generated definition reflects, or maybe even challenges, how we usually categorize people as geeks or nerds or artists. Are those lines blurring?
And a final thought. With online communities making it easier than ever to connect, learn diverse skills, and collaborate, could we actually be seeing more Ghertists emerging in the world today? Something to ponder.
Definitely something to think about. Thanks for digging into this one with me.
My pleasure. It's fascinating stuff.